Oh, are we? Sorry, I was waiting for our intro.
No, we're live.
Music to play.
Oh,
Okay, hey
I
everybody.
forgot.
I know. And that's what I was just like
We're
waiting
kicking
for.
off the last live stream of the season with a bang. We were so caught up in chatting with each other that Jenny's like, "We're live," and I'm like, "It's time to go." And so sorry, all. Yeah, no
So sorry.
intro. this year.
Yes. Just pretend you just heard it. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Isn't It Romantic Book Club. We are beaming in live into the Isn't It Romantic Book Club. We're beaming into YouTube, Jenny's Page Turners, My Dangerously Dark Darlings, and Team Source Books. So hello, all of you. If you are watching, keep in mind that we are on StreamYard and you are watching on Facebook, and the two don't mesh very well. So when you leave a comment, a lot of times it'll just say Facebook user on our end, and we can't see your name. So make sure you put your name at the end of your comment. I know that seems weird, but put your name at the end of your comment so we can actually hear in StreamYard see your name. Because we love to say your name instead of just Facebook user says. So do your name. We are going to be talking today about Jenny's Cowboy Country Christmas and Sharon's The Brightest Christmas Star, which were both so good. And I don't have the paperback of Sharon's, but they were both so good. So we'll be talking about those. And I'm Abby Rhodes, for those of you who maybe are new and haven't seen me before. I write dangerously dark romance. I tell people to think like an episode of Criminal Minds meets a love story with a twist. I have a little stack of books here, Dangerous Dreams and Broken Dreams and Shattered Dreams and Defying Evil and Capturing Fate. And that's me.
Hi, everyone. I'm Diana Munoz Stewart. I write romantic suspense for The Strong of Heart. My Spy Makers Guild series is out in full now. The last one, Daring Honor, was just released. And my Bad Legacy series I have one book out in that, and the other three are coming out next year. So I'm working on those. And I have a contemporary romance coming out in March of next year called It's All in the Hips. So that's a little
can't wait.
Next year,
love that.
2024. So I'm so excited to be able to talk to Sharon and Jenny about their wonderful books. Sharon is a USA Today bestselling author who once worked as a chemical and patent librarian until she settled on her forever career writing romance and women's fiction novels filled with suspense, adventure, and love. For sure. Jenny Martz is the USA Today bestselling author of award-winning books filled with love, laughter, and always a happily ever after. Readers call her books laugh out loud funny and the perfect mix of romance, humor, and steam. Fic Central claimed one of her books was the most fun I've had reading in years. Oh, that's so true.
That's so true.
Welcome.
Yay, everyone.
So great to have you guys here.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to the time. It's so different from doing this at nighttime.
I know.
Yeah.
And obviously my brain isn't working at 3 in the afternoon because I completely botched our opening, but we'll move on.
And I'm in Colorado, so it's 1 o'clock here for me. I haven't even eaten lunch.
Oh, wow.
I'm so excited to be here. This is our December to Remember party. We decided to do something fun at the end of the year. For those of you that showed up, or for those of you that are watching later, we're going to have some prizes. We're going to have some little kind of games. We are just going to have fun. So we're going to talk about the books. We are going to talk about Christmas, and we're going to give away some fun stuff.
For sure. Do you want to introduce each of you want to tell about your books? Jenny, you want to tell us?
Sure, Jenny, why don't you go first?
Sure. So, like Diana and Abby said, this time we're reading A Cowboy Country Christmas. My two newest books right now are Love at First Cowboy and A Cowboy Country Christmas. These both came out this fall. A Cowboy Country Christmas is, oh gosh, it's just one of my favorite books. I mean, look at that hero. Holy mackerel.
I think it's actually my favorite in that series.
This book is your favorite?
I think so. I love so many.
I think you say that every book.
I do. And I knew the end because I'd helped her plot the end.
Yeah. So Cher knew what was coming. So this book, for those of you that have read other books in the series, this is Holt Callahan. He's Cade Callahan from How to Cowboy's brother. He has Bryn, the gal who runs the horse rescue ranch. She has dragged him back to Credence, Colorado. He's been down in Durango, and he hates Christmas. He hates Christmas because he's been dumped twice on Christmas. So this last Christmas, he was dumped with a ring in his pocket and, reservations for a fancy night in Aspen or something. And so he just hates Christmas. He just wants the holiday to be over. And the book opens with this mysterious, huge black horse with sleigh bells around its neck comes into his yard. Just mysteriously, sleigh bells are ringing. I just love Christmas magic. So there's a lot of Christmas magic in this book. And when he returns the horse to the ranch next door, lo and behold, his true love from years ago that he hasn't seen in years is at the ranch, and she's running the Christmas festival next year. And she basically drags Holt, the Grinch who hates Christmas, into like every Christmas thing possible. I don't know.
Fun.
Probably wasn't the best description, but I
I
probably
think you did a great job.
Anyway, that's the book.
And it's got a
Hey,
wonderful.
you know what? Before we go any further, let's play a really cute little game with something that Jenny mentioned. The black horse that runs up to the hero at the very beginning is named Merry, Merry. Merry Christmas. So for any book of mine, see how many words you can spell out of Merry. I'll pick one random winner from y'all who try to spell as many words as you can from Merry. We'll see if y'all can come up with some that we couldn't come up with.
Yeah, we
you were pretty
basically
pathetic.
came up with 3. So if you get more than 3, then you'll be winning above us.
All right,
You will
Sharon,
impress us.
tell us
Right.
about your book.
So mine is an anthology. It's another story in the Kingsmill Courtship series, which takes place deep in the Virginia Shenandoah Mountains. It's actually in the Let's Get Naughty anthology this year. And it's called The Brightest Christmas Star, which is one of the many stories in this book. And it's a continuation of a story that I started this fall about the sheriff of the town named Ben Mosby and the young woman he meets named Sophie, who's a runaway in the first book called His Wildest Sunflower. And so she comes into town, she's a secret, runaway heroine, and they fall in love. And it turns out they actually knew each other years earlier, which is why she came to town. She thought he was dead, but she was desperate. She had nowhere else to go. And so she had always loved the stories of this hidden town deep, deep in the Shenandoah Valley. And for those of you not from Virginia, the Shenandoah it's very different from the West that Jenny lives in. The mountains are older. There's just a lot. It's just different, but it's beautiful in its own way, especially at Christmas time. And so I decided, since they had a short courtship in the first book, that this one would be the one where they truly cement their relationship. And I won't tell you the end, but it goes further, not just physically, but emotionally. And so she's in this little town, and she's now the girlfriend of the sheriff, but she still doesn't feel like she's belongs because she's just the girlfriend of the sheriff. She works at a cafe. And this town reminds me very much of Stars Hollow and Gilmore Girls, where every weekend there's an event, and every weekend something goes wrong because the event's being run by the quirky people of the town. And in this case, it's the Christmas parade, and they discover all the money is gone and no one's going to run the Christmas parade. Well, gosh darn it. She has been dreaming about this Christmas parade since Ben first told her 10 years earlier. And so she decides to run the Christmas parade. Except there's no money. She doesn't really know anybody in town. And it's just a little bit of a comedy of errors as she pulls herself together and figures out how to become a leader in this town. And she does. And they fall in love. And there's a very, very small suspense part for the hero that ties into the previous book. Anyway, it's fun. It's very, very easy to read. You could read it in an hour sitting by the place with a chocolate. And that's what I intended it to be. So very sweet and happy dappy.
I thought that was great. writing a Christmas story with suspense. I think that
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic. So was that a challenge or?
No, I don't. I think because I'm actually a suspense author and I love contemporary books, but it's really hard for me to not have some kind of element in the background, like, ooh, what's going to happen next?
Mhm.
That kind of like
Yeah.
unexpected. I'd like to be able to write a book like that, but I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm having had the same issue with my contemporary, so there is a little bit of intrigue in there. You can't, it just kind of spills out of you. I don't
It
know.
does. It does.
It creeps in. It just creeps in when it's in our writer souls.
I think
No.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. I want to
Hey,
be as
Sharon.
happy, joyful as Jenny, but I think I fall into Abby's lap.
Sharon, are all these because I noticed when I read this, it was related to another book or two of
Yeah,
short
that's
stories
what.
that I
How
had read.
many books
Are
in
all
this?
the short ones that you're writing
Yes,
related?
they're all related. And the only reason I was putting them in anthologies first was because I was actually teaching myself how to write a short story. I didn't know how until last year. And so I signed up for a bunch of these little anthologies. And I have one coming out actually. That one summer is coming out this summer, which is the wedding of Ben and Sophie. And the reason I did it was one, because I'm on submission with my agent, and that's hard, right? That's emotionally hard. The constant rejections. I'm writing the next book in the Deadly Force series, but they're dark and they're hard and they're complex mysteries. So I needed something to bring joy back to my writing. So I had this series that had been rejected many, many times back in the day. And so I decided to write them as short stories. One, it would teach me how to write a short story. Two, it would keep me to a deadline. And by putting them in anthologies first, it really kept me to a deadline. It taught me how to run a group project. It taught me how to write continuity. And so my goal is when they're all done, I think there'll be 12, is to kind of all, go through, edit them from the beginning to end. So they're completely continuous, and then put them in a box set. And sell them.
That's awesome.
But like I said, the anthologies keep me honest. It keeps me on. Otherwise, I'd be like, oh, I don't feel like writing today. While you're waiting for your agent to call you. It's very easy to slip into that.
It's funny because I've never written one Christmas story, and now you guys, you have multiple, right? I mean, Sharon, how many do you have? You have at least 2.
I have 3, I think.
Yeah,
I have 3. But you have one, Diana. You were in a Christmas novella last year.
Oh, that's right. A more
More actually.
I forgot you.
Right.
No,
I
I
was
love
thinking
doing
of,
stories.
you know what? That's funny. I was thinking of my own suspense work, and you're right. I was in a Christmas anthology, and it's coming out in audio on December 12th. So if you
That's
haven't,
Oh, nice.
yeah, super excited.
And I have 2 coming out next year, again, in the same series. So again, I've booked these anthologies out till I think 2026, just to make sure I get all the stories written. And what I found, like with this one, is actually longer than what's in this book. And it was already written, and I condensed it, but that way it'll be ready to go. So,
Oh, nice.
So Jenny, how many have you written Christmas stories?
I think I have 3. So I have a Cowboy for Christmas as part of the Page Turner series, which it's not a mystery. It's basically just a little cute Christmas romance with a little Christmas magic in it. Then Wish Upon a Cowboy is the bridge book between the horse rescue book and the hockey playing cowboys. And Wish Upon a Cowboy, that's one of my favorite books. And it won a ton of awards. And it was a rancher who's like a hockey coach, and a gal a single mom who had just got out of jail. And she had spent some time in jail, and she comes to Colorado to reclaim her son from his grandma had him. The dad had died in the military. And so she was in prison, and she comes back, and I love that book so much. But I really love this one. I love putting Christmas magic in. I love, there's a lot of traditions in my own house that show up in my book. The Christmas Eve service every Christmas Eve night, that is just the candlelight service and holding up the candles, while you're singing Silent Night. Like that shows up in both of my Christmas books, because that's just part of my life. So
what's your favorite Christmas tradition?
Oh, golly. So for me, I'm a Christmas baby. So my birthday is the 21st.
Happy birthday.
So we do, yes. So we always, first day of winter, shortest day of the year, but I try to squeeze every single solitary minute out of it. And I make my family, we go to the movies, we go out to eat, I make them play board games. Everything that they normally would not do with me, they have to do with me on my birthday.
Love that.
So I think the candlelight service is one of my favorite traditions. We always do one present Christmas Eve night. That's in the beginning, it used to be always pajamas, so that your kids would have like nice pajamas the next morning to wear for the pictures, so you wouldn't have these gnarly pajamas. And we usually do a Christmas game too.
Oh, fun.
Well, and I know my favorite tradition. So we do Christmas cookies with the grandmas. So my kids and I and the grandmas and the great grandmas when they were alive, they come over and we make all the Christmas cookies either the 23rd or the 24th.
Yeah, that's my favorite too, making gingerbread cookies and then decorating them. We have a big contest and people get really competitive. It's a lot of fun. What about you, Sharon? What's your favorite?
We have a lot too. I do love Christmas Eve Mass. That's one of my favorites. The timing shifts a little bit depending on the age of the kids. Now that they're older, we're going to the later Vigil Mass at like 11:30. But I always have dinner. My sister lives not far from her, so we always have Christmas Eve dinner together and then Christmas Day dinner. And the deal is whoever does Thanksgiving gets to do Christmas Eve.
Okay.
But if you're not Thanksgiving year, you do Christmas Day, like the whole day. So this year I did Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve, so she's got Christmas Day. And that's always really fun, just having everybody around the table. I'm lucky. We turned our living room into a dining room about 20 years ago, so we can fit everyone around the table.
Nice.
So that. And the other thing we love to do is we actually celebrate Christmas in Virginia, and then my husband's from Charleston, South Carolina. And usually the day after Christmas, we go down there. And there, because the 12 days of Christmas really start on Christmas Day, they do a lot that week between Christmas and New Year's. Rides on the island that my husband grew up on, and walk through the historic part of town. And there's just a bunch of things like that we do down there. So my kids always had like a dual Christmas.
That's really cool. What about you, Abby?
Well, I love baking Christmas cookies myself, though. Don't let everybody around while I'm doing it. It's like my zen. Know what I mean? My personal holidays.
Like baking your pie crust. I know you're a big pie crust person.
Yes. I like baking holiday things by myself is probably my favorite thing. And I'm a weird one. We practice a lot of family avoidance over Christmas.
I suspect that's more normal than not, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
So like I'm just saying it quietly. I don't know that any family members are on here, but we do practice family avoidance. So
you like the quiet, the silent night Christmas.
Yes. I don't like the rowdy, noisy sister yelling at her husband craziness.
I love that. That's what I love is all the family, all the busy, all the noise. I love all of that. So I have to say something really quick. I am blocked out of the chat. It won't let me join the chat right now. I've tried like 3 times. So Sharon and I are we're going to post the links to our books. If any of you want to be reading these books, I posted it in the private chat. I put my link in the private chat. If one of you guys would please switch that over, and I put the link to the series too. So, but I don't know why I'm blocked out of the chat, but it wouldn't be a live stream if we didn't have one thing go wrong, right?
That's right. I'm blocked too.
But I do love the chaos of Christmas.
Sorry, Jenny, I'm trying to get to that. So there.
Yeah, I just put it in I just put the 2 little short links in the private chat. If you would.
I'll
share those. I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, I saw Renee just said, I'm coming for eggnog and cookies, Abby. Yes, I love my eggnog too. I love my spiced. I take eggnog and I put Fireball in it. It's just like so good.
Nice. We need that recipe. Yeah, that sounds
lovely.
lovely.
I just look like
just by taste.
I see the Fireball in there.
When it starts to feel really warm, that's when you got the recipe right.
Yeah, you got it.
So Jenny, I have to confess that you dropped in 2 links, but I assumed you were dropping in your own books, not yours and Sharon's, because I was, you know how I tend to.
Oh no, they are mine.
Oh, they're both yours. Okay.
they're-
All right. Okay. All right. So then
One is the
I'm
series
okay.
page and one is just the
Okay.
regular page.
Okay. All
So
right.
I'm
Thank you.
pretty excited about this year. So last year we had all these plans. So not only do we do the Christmas Eve service, then we all come back to my house and I have lasagna. I make this great lasagna with pepperonis on it. And last year, Christmas Eve morning, I went to the emergency room because I had this terrible pain and I spent the next 5 days there. So having gallbladder surgery and having my gallbladder out. And so
And a book due.
and a book due, and I had a gallstone blocking a duct. It was terrible. I do not recommend spending Christmas in the hospital. It was terrible. So I'm super excited this year to be healthy and just
we're super excited too.
not be in the hospital. And thank you, whoever. I can't see all the names. I'm so sorry, but somebody said they thought Cowboy Christmas was super cute. So thanks for that.
You have lots of people saying happy birthday too.
And thank you for all the happy birthdays.
And they're all say Facebook user. They're different people, but
Sorry.
You know how they, you know how some people go to like a restaurant like Red Robin or something, and all the people go and sing happy birthday. And like my husband says, if you ever make someone sing happy birthday, I'll just walk out of the restaurant. Like that embarrasses them so much. And for me, if they do that, I just sit there and go, oh, thank you.
why not? Yeah, I know. Jenny,
love
you're
it.
the most outgoing out of all of us.
Yes. She's our lone extrovert.
Yes.
Yes.
Do we
So
have
I'm
another
keeping
giveaway,
up all of your
guys?
happy birthday wishes.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
did the one giveaway of Mary, and I can't see all the comments, but we'll pick out the different ones and do a random. So how about the first? Well, you know what? We should have. How about the next 20 people to comment on this live stream from this moment onward will be automatically entered to win a $10 gift card. How's that? Should we do?
That's good.
Yeah.
Because it says the first 20 people, but we did not do this when we first came on. So
Because we're so organized.
yes. Well, we got the question together, right? I mean,
We got that far.
right. So if you're there, you want to wish Jenny a happy birthday or say something nice about either of their books, then drop it in right now. So from this moment to, whatever, 15 minutes, whatever, we'll take the first 20 people or whenever 20 people comment and put them in for a random $10 gift card.
Nice.
Yes.
So Jenny, you want to tell us a little bit about your nativity scene, your live nativity scene?
So in this story, Holt is really a Grinch. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite, it's kind of naughty. One of my favorite lines out of this whole book is when he tells her, you can call me a Grinch, but that just means I've got something that grows 3 sizes. And it's not his heart. So I had a lot of fun with him being the Grinch. There is so many fun things in this book that I had a great time with. The ugly Christmas sweater contest I thought was so fun. And there is a fainting goat in this book, and the fainting goat shows up in the nativity scene. And I don't want to give away everything that happens in the nativity scene, but I just love having, and it's a live nativity. So I don't know if any of you have ever been to a live nativity, but all the animals are there. Murray the camel is there. I just love putting animals and animal antics into my books.
I love that scene.
Somebody must have read it because I can see, oh my God, the goat. So somebody knows about what happens with that goat, with that fainting goat, Esme.
That is
I
so
just
much
love
fun.
all the animals in that series. I mean, they themselves are like their own world. And
Yes.
I love the little lines like, so how do they always, the 3 of them get out on their own all the time? Like, who's negotiating that process? Like, is it the goat? Is it Tiny? I think Tiny's the ringleader in managing to get everyone out. I don't know, but
I think the goat. So Otis the goat is just a slippery creature. And we had a goat, growing up. And that goat would always find its way into the house. So I think goats just have a little bit of they're just good at getting in everywhere. So
Yeah, they are.
Well, and
So
your animals are, how do I say this? It's like they all are a character in the book. It's not like they're just an animal, they're a character, personality, and it's you just love them because I don't know, they make your book so fun.
Well, and when the next book comes out, you always want to know what is, usually you say, "Oh, I want to know what's happening with these characters," but everyone wants to know what's happening with the animals. Like, what are they?
Yes.
What
Exactly.
crazy thing is Seamus and
Yes,
Otis and Tiny going to do this time?
the three of them,
Yep.
they're a real interesting pair, or threesome.
Yeah, definitely. Like, wasn't it Tiny that was trying to get in the shower with him, and Holt told Lainey that Tiny was trying to get in the shower with him.
That he had.
Oh, I love that. She was all
And
jealous.
she thought she was jealous, thinking it was another woman, but it was the pig, Like,
I think he said he was sharing a donut with his best girl or something, and so she was.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And then she tried to follow him in the shower. I love that.
So if you're reading the bottom of the screen, you can see that we have another contest. Are we keeping track? I think we've done 3 so far. For a chance to win an Isn't It Romantic Book Club t-shirt, tell us your favorite scene of either Sharon or Jenny's book. So whatever your favorite scene was in either book, just drop it in there and you'll be entered to win. I don't know if you all have seen our beautiful merchandise that we have at Isn't Romantic Book Club, but we have these fantastic t-shirts. My favorite are the yoga, like the kind of,
Yes.
yeah,
They're my favorite.
strapless. Yeah. Yeah, they're my favorite.
The tank tops, yeah.
The tank tops, right, exactly.
Yeah,
I've seen
they
her hot yoga
are
photos.
really cute.
Right, and they're super comfy.
Yeah.
And the quality
They
really is very
are.
good. So
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And like I've washed mine like a million times, and it's still just very bright and beautiful.
Yeah, the
so.
colors are good.
Yeah, it just pops really good.
exactly. So, Sharon, what do you know about biker clubs? It seems like you got some sort of inside scoop. I mean,
I actually don't, but I've read a lot of Christian books. No, I
I wish she was gonna say she was like a secret
Yeah.
biker babe
No.
or something.
I
You
did
just
fashion
didn't know it.
in Paris, and then I was in a biker club. Yeah.
no, I
Yeah.
should have just said I was, but no, I can't even fake that. No, last year, I guess, I was dealing with wedding stuff. My daughter's getting married in January, and I was freaking out about something. And one of my best friends said to me, you need to write a biker book, because I had just reread Motorcycle Man, and I was telling her how much I
love that book.
Love that book. Love that book.
Yeah.
It got me into MC romances. And she said,
Yes, by Kristen Ashley, if y'all haven't
yes, by
read it.
Christian Ashley.
Motorcycle Man by Kristen
Great book.
Ashley. Yeah.
And you can read it standalone. It's also,
Yep.
you can read as part of the series, but it's a great, great, great book. And I just said something derisive about myself. Like, I'll never be able to write like Christian Ashley. I'll never be able to write a biker book. And she said, well, you said that about novellas, that you would never be able to write a novella, because my full length novels are like 130,000 words. And she said, I dare you to write a motorcycle book. I said, what am I going to do with a motorcycle book? Well, like literally on her phone, she pulled up an anthology that was coming out, that it just recently came out, about like, you need to join this anthology with the Motorcycle Club. And so I spent all summer really reading Motorcycle Club romance.
Wow.
And like reading them with the eyes
Immersive.
wrapped.
Yeah.
Like my highlighter, like pacing, and then the language.
Wow.
And I'm not that comfortable with some of the language used, right? Like I write suspense, but I don't write that. And so and it was a really, really good exercise, getting myself out of my comfort zone, writing the language, writing the types of adult situations that are in those books. And I ended up having a great time with it. And my agent asked me to link it to something that's going on submission. So she said, well, because it can't be necessarily an MC, but it can link that way eventually. Because Jenny's always pushing me, link all your books, the trad, and, let them all flow together. And so anyway, so in thinking about that, that's how I came up with for this contemporary romance series, that they're actually linked. Like the the books are actually linked. So to answer your question, I don't know anything about Motorcycle Club romance other than what I read in Motorcycle Club romances and watch Princess Banner. But you know what? I took her
Well, you
on
pulled it off.
and it was fun. And I'm really, really glad I did it. I'm really glad I did it because it's really been helping me break out of what I thought I could only write.
I love that. I love that.
Good for you, Sharon. I think that's awesome. I need to be more like Sharon.
And I think this,
well, you guys know some of the gatekeepers in our lives. We have a lot of the same ones, and I've been hearing for years you'll never be able to write anything other than what you've written.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I believed it until I didn't. So
I like you though.
Just did it. Good for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm not giving our readers whiplash by going between Sharon and Jenny and then posting these contests. This is December to remember, so we're just, everything's happening all at once. So, yes.
Well, and you know what? I actually wrote 2 other Christmas books. So,
wow.
Well, I have 2 other books with Christmas in
good.
them.
I'm not the only one forgetting.
Yeah.
Christmas
So
books.
my hockey romances, I have some hockey rom-coms, and Worth the Shot is set at Christmas, and a big Worth the Shot is the hockey coach's daughter and the player, and she says she'll never date another hockey player, but she meets him on a plane before she knows. And that's set at Christmas time, and Icing the Date is set at Christmas time too. And those are 2 brothers, the Bannister brothers, and they're both set at Christmas. And that one is a cupcake baker and a hockey player.
See, that's so fun. Yeah. Now, Abby, you have to write a Christmas story, and then next December we can do like a giveaway of all our Christmas stories.
Right, right.
Yes, like a Christmas Eve killer.
Yeah, it could be like Violent Night.
I like that title, Jenny. I love
Jenny,
it.
that is great.
That's great. Like a serial killer who kills only on Christmas Eve or only on Christmas every year. Okay, see, I'm already getting like the juices.
You got it. You got it. You can't wait to read it.
So we just watched that movie the other night, and it is not a happy Christmas movie. Let me just tell you.
I've been obsessively watching Hallmark movies this season as I'm making tablecloths for the wedding.
I have. We just finished watching Only Murders in the Building. Oh my gosh, that is so good.
I love that show.
Yeah. I know.
Well, you know what gets me about the Hallmark Christmas books is it always, my husband and I have these, but like I talk to the TV as I'm sewing. I'm sure we all do this, right? You're like, oh yeah, go ahead and hop in the hot tub, jump in the hot tub with him when you're in bikini, and because what I love is they show up on wherever they're going with a little tiny carry-on, a little roller bag. And throughout the story, she might have 7 coats, 6 pairs of boots, an evening gown. She always ends up with an evening gown.
And all she brought was
really good packer.
Yeah, my daughter and I will watch a movie and we'll list all the clothes and decide what could actually fit in a tiny 21-inch carry-on.
I love that. I never thought of that before.
Yeah, but Sharon's like an expert packer. You know what I mean? She's like the expert packer for trips, and so she thinks about these things.
I watch obsessively the YouTube packing videos because I want to bring as much as I can.
Yeah, me too.
But
I can honestly say I've never seen one YouTube packing video.
I haven't either, Diana.
I have seen so many, and I love watching the ones.
Don't you just like roll and?
No, there's all.
Oh no. Oh no!
Literally,
I watch the ones with all the accessories, the travel accessories. I have so many travel accessories.
I do too. None of them really work, but that's okay. It's like all the serums and creams I buy.
Somebody asked me about who do you picture as Holt, and I cannot tell you how close this is to exactly how I picture Holt. I think this guy on the cover is Holt incarnate. So thank you for asking that question because that is exactly how I
adorable.
Picture.
Yeah, and so back to Jenny's books, and somebody brought it up because we have a giveaway. So Jenny Mart's live nativity scene was so much fun. She's giving away an ebook copy of Love at First Cowboy to one random person who drops a fur baby pic into the comments. So post your pics. And will that run till Sunday, Jenny?
Sure.
Oh, so you had to Sunday to post your
Yeah, that sounds
your-
good.
yeah Fur Baby Picks, and you can win a free copy, ebook copy. Sorry.
Awesome.
Oh, I didn't realize we had so many questions.
We have so many questions.
do.
Oh,
Maybe we should get
I'm wondering, what do you guys think about, should I answer this question? Have you ever missed a deadline? We don't call that missing a deadline. We call that extending a deadline.
Right.
I have
True,
sent
true,
many
true.
an email that says, I need 2 more weeks. Can you just give me 1 more week? So I haven't missed it by like a year or months, but I have sent the message that said, I need two more weeks. Can you give me 2 more weeks?
And you do it. Like you're amazing, because I know you'll say to me or say to us like, oh, we got 20,000 words left on this and it's due next week. And I'm like, panic attack. And you're like, nope,
Mm.
just get it done. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good deal.
Jenny's a superhero. Yeah.
Well, Sharon helps me a lot. She helps me plot and we sprint together. So
We haven't been doing that. I need to do that though. We need to get back to sprinting. And once the wedding's over, once I feel like
that's going to be your catchphrase for the next,
Yeah.
once the wedding's over, once the
well, it's
wedding's
just so hard. It's if anybody's planned a wedding, it's not here in Virginia, so it's there, and it's just
Ugh.
it
That's
just
tough.
adds to this it's even
To the
harder.
stress of it. Exactly.
Mhm.
Somebody
So-
asked a question about how many books have you written so far, and I'm not sure who that's to. So let's just
Jenna-
all
It's
say.
Jennifer Goings asked that.
Oh,
Oh,
I can see it on my end.
should we just go
Okay.
around?
because I don't know. I think I'm at 36, 34, 34 or 36.
Wow, Jenny, that's amazing. That's really awesome.
Well, what about you guys?
I have 4 full-length novels published and about 12 novellas, but I've written 29, and some of
You've
them
written
are
29 books?
Well, yeah, I mean, so I mean,
Wow.
because I wrote a lot before I was published, and I have a lot of stuff that was rejected that came really close to selling. And so some of that stuff I'm rewriting to indie publish, but I also have a bunch of stuff on submission, like 3 books getting ready to go on submission. So,
Wow.
and then then stuff that I finished, but I don't know what I'm going to do with. So I don't know, but it's, this is over since 2005. So, but
Wow,
I, not,
the Sharon,
all-
wow, that's
but it's not all published.
well,
Like, I
what does it
haven't-
matter? She didn't ask how many published, she asked how many written.
Right.
so.
Right. Exactly.
Wow.
So.
How about you
No,
guys?
and I have my, what is it, five published, and I have 2 more that which were very bad versions.
Oh, I have some of
Of-
that.
Yeah, of the first 2. Like when Dangerous Dreams, the very, 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 very first version of that was YA, if you can believe that. So
Oh.
yeah, it is, and it was a whole completely different whatever, so yeah. I have like 2 that will never ever be published because they're versions of Dangerous Dreams and Broken Dreams.
Abby, are all your Golden Heart manuscripts published?
I only had one that was a Golden Heart finalist, and that was Broken Dreams, and
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah.
How about
I
you, Diana?
have a Broken Promises. And the next one in the series is called Fatal Promises. And I have the cover.
Ooh.
It's great. And so that's coming out next year, and It's on the Hips is coming out next year. So I published 4 books this year, but they were all reissues. But I feel like I rewrote them because I wrote them
Did?
all in first person present tense, so I had to rewrite and take out chapters and add so much. So I'm going to say that that's double. Those 4 books are really double.
2 for
And
every-
No,
then,
it is.
like,
It is.
It is
it was
absolutely.
so much work. Never again. And I have a more actually, which Sharon mentioned, and Broken Promises. So yeah.
And you've got manuscripts getting ready to go.
I'm publishing myself now.
Yeah.
So I've got my manuscripts ready to go for next
Yeah,
year,
so
but
they
I am
count.
not submitting.
Oh, you're not submitting?
I'm not submitting. I'm just publishing myself.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So Sharon, and Jenny, Sharon and Jenny, what are your next books coming out?
I have a couple novellas coming out. They're all in the Kingsmill Courtship series, including this one. Like I said, that one summer, it's a summer one. So I think I have 5 or 6 Kingsmill Courtship novellas coming out next year. I have hopefully the next book to this, A Promise at Midnight, which is the next Deadly Force book coming out. I have 1 Motorcycle Club romance coming out, and then I've been writing proposals for my agent. So I have 3 different. I've been writing a Harlequin proposal, rewriting it, a big Gothic Southern mystery that we keep rewriting, and then a cozy mystery proposal. So I'm writing all of those too. So I don't know when those will come out. Hopefully they'll sell traditionally.
Sharon, I feel like it's just a matter of time until you like completely explode. You know what I mean? Because you've got so much, and I mean explode in a good way, not like.
But I feel so scattered. Like I feel like I'm across so many genres. So, but you know what? As long as
it'll probably all happen at the same time. It'll like sell like 5 different books and 5 different things all at the same
romance.
Time.
So
yeah. Except for the Southern Gothic, they're mostly romance. Oh no, the cozy mystery is. I don't know. I think they're going to make me take the romance out.
Oh wow.
Or make it elements, like romantic elements. Make her older and make it romantic elements.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. Who knows what the trad market is going to be like in the next year or so, but it'll be like, I've come to this place after all of these years. It'll be what it'll be, and it's going to be fine. Regardless of what happens, it's going to be fine. It's all going to work out. I have you guys. I've got we have each other. And that, of all of the things I've learned in writing and being a published author, that's the most important thing, is the friends you make in this field. It's too hard to do this without people you love.
Aww.
It is too hard. I mean, I hope you guys feel the same way. It's just,
hard. I do, Sharon.
Sure. I think I would have quit a long time ago if I didn't have people that I love and care about in this industry, because it's hard. It's a hard industry.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize how tough it is and somebody asked me, well, why didn't you start writing earlier? And I literally said, I don't think mentally I could have handled it earlier.
I agree with you.
Because the rejection is brutal, and people and some of their reviews are just cruel. Like, you're allowed to write a cruel review. I mean, but like, it really hurts. Some of this.
There's a difference between a functional review where it's just like, oh, okay, and one that's just like, whoa, that's like a person.
And then you're trying to sell, and publishers don't want it, and they have things to say that hurt, and and you want to do better, and there's a lot of mental, in this. You got to be on your mental game good, to be able to stay in this, without getting depressed and hopeless,
Right. You have to have people who pull you out, right? Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I don't know if you want to see this banner. I just want to mention real quick, to win an ebook copy of Let's Get Naughty 2, tell us your favorite character in The Brightest Christmas Star. I'll have to go with Ben, but go ahead. Go ahead, Jenny.
I just was going to tell you what I have coming out next.
Okay.
So Love at First Cowboy came out in September, and the next book in this series. So this series is about 3 brothers, Ford, Dodge, and Chevy, and they are all named after the mom. Named them all after the deadbeat dad, the pickup that the deadbeat dad drove away from them in. So, and the mom abandoned them too, and they live on Lassiter Ranch with their grandparents. And anyway, so this Ford is book 1. Chevy is book 2, and his book is with a librarian, so it's overdue for a cowboy, and it comes out in March.
And the prequel is in here.
I was just going to say, so the prequel is in Wedding Tales, and Sharon and I both, I think, will be putting out the novella out of that Wedding Tales anthology is coming down at the end of the year, and so I'll have the prequel show up, and then I've got my next cozy mystery that's coming out in June, which I have the cover for. It just went up on Facebook today. I mean, Amazon today.
I
love this one. I love all the bees and the little dog.
The colors are just
the colors are so branded to me. So
the edits done for that, Jenny? Are the edits?
Yep. So it's up on NetGalley right now. If anybody's on NetGalley, you could go find it on NetGalley right now.
We should put that link in the comments.
It like just showed up
Definitely.
like 3 days ago. So
Okay.
it just showed up, but it doesn't come out till June. So there's plenty of time. And then the next book in this series will also come out. And I'm also working on a page turner. So I've got a couple of mysteries coming out next year too.
Oh, fun.
Wow.
You guys are super busy.
We all are.
We all are.
Yeah.
No.
For sure.
There's always the next book to be writing.
Yes,
And
always.
do we want to talk about next month's book?
Oh, sure. Okay, so we're going to move on to next month's books, or we're
It's up to you guys. I'm sorry. I was looking at the time. So
okay. Yeah.
Do we have any more prize packages that we're giving out?
We had, I think, one more prize to win a freebie signed copy of Hidden Justice. Tell us the name of your favorite animal in Jenny's series. So, go ahead,
Well, and
Sharon,
we told you several names of animals in my books already.
Yeah.
So.
I know
Sharon,
mine.
who's your favorite, Sharon?
Tiny.
Okay.
Seamus
Now
is
you
nice.
give away the-
And Otis
yeah.
is cute, but Tiny, it's all about Tiny.
So Otis
If
is
I
the
can-
cranky goat, Seamus
Yeah.
is the mini horse, and Tiny is the not so tiny pet pig that thinks she's a dog.
Well, you know, I think I love Tiny so much because my son is in his first semester of veterinary school down at Virginia Tech. And he's been spending a lot of time at the pig farm. And he did not grow up on a farm.
Oh,
He's
wow.
a suburban kid outside of DC. And so it's been very interesting. And he loves it, but it's been interesting. And he's one of the
that
few
sounds
men in the
fun.
program, few young, which means he's physically bigger than most of the other
Hmm.
students. And so they've been tapping the young men to work on the pig farm to wrangle the pigs because apparently they're quite large and they're quite heavy.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
He's
I
all
mean,
in.
they are. I've seen.
I had a friend who told me if I did not put a fainting goat in my next book, that I can't remember. It was a bad threat. I can't remember what the threat was, but so I had a ton of fun with Esme the fainting goat and learning about fainting goats and understanding them. And so Esme was so much fun with the fainting goat in this book. I hope you guys thought she was fun.
Oh, I loved it. I didn't know that was a real
Mm.
thing. I had to look it up the first time you wrote about
No, it
it.
is. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know that. I didn't grow up on a farm.
No, if I, I would be a fainting goat. If I was an animal, I'd be a fainting goat. The slightest sign of.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's funny.
Diane.
It's really
I think if I were an animal, I would be a golden retriever, always just running around, happy, trying to be everybody's friend. Like, would you want to be my friend? Do you want
I
to be my
could
friend?
see this, Jenny. I could see
Totally.
this.
Oh, I could
Totally,
totally see that. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Abby, you gonna jump in on this?
I'm Mary. I'm the horse with the
Oh yeah.
The flowing black
I
mane.
got
black
nothing.
hair
I
in
got-
the snow.
I
Magical.
could see this. I could see this for Jen, but I got nothing for me. Like,
No.
like
Amos,
I
the horse, the mini horse.
don't know.
An
You know what
eagle, a
animal you
hawk.
would be?
No.
I'm blank. I just don't know. Do animals read? I like to read. And
How about
write and
how about the dog in this
be
book?
alone. And
The dog he takes care of, the one under the porch.
yeah, I could be the dog under the porch. That's a good one for me. I'm the dog under the
Dark,
porch.
it's
Hiding
scary.
under the
Stray
porch.
dog
Yeah.
under the porch.
Hoping your family doesn't come over.
Like comes out,
That's right. That
Only-
is Addie.
only comes out for a piece of meatloaf.
Right, exactly.
God.
This is me, the
So
dog
much
under
fun.
the porch.
And a mysterious background that might be dark and creepy. We don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
true. That has yes. That dog has a mysterious background. That's right. Yep. This is feeling like
perfect.
yeah.
I can't remember if did they ever faint during goat yoga in the series?
I don't think they did. think
Goat
during
Yoga was the last book. Goat
Okay.
Yoga was every bit a cowboy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the
Well-
goat didn't faint on top of somebody, right?
No, no, they just pooped on someone.
I remember that.
This is so much fun. I just love when it's just us and we get to chat and
I do
I
too.
know.
chat with all the readers. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. We'll have these contests open. I think there's 5 now contests open
I think so.
until Sunday. And if you can't remember, just watch again. Watch it again. I'll post. Actually, I'll post a little thing in the chat so people
Yeah.
know what the contests are going on. So
Okay.
you don't
That's a
have to
good idea.
watch the whole thing. But we're so excited for 2024, and we already have an amazing first read for 2024, and we're going to be reading Laurie Foster's The Fearless One.
Oh, I can't wait.
So
I
that is
love
the
her
cover.
books.
I do
I
too.
love her books. I love her. She's so
I
much
know.
fun.
Yeah.
And we just have so much fun having her in the group. And we can't wait till January to chat with her and to read her
Yeah.
next book. So
Yeah, and the last one we read, you guys remember, she lost her power, so she
That's
had to sit in
right.
the McDonald's parking lot while we did our live stream
Yeah.
with her.
yeah,
So
that was definitely she's a trooper. Yeah, she's just
she
gonna do it
is.
from her car. Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
So I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, to everyone who celebrates, this holiday season. And thanks for being part of our book club.
Yes.
Yes, we
You
all love
guys
you
are
guys.
the December to remember for us.
Mhm.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
All right. See you guys next year.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.